Right now, how are you guys feeling?
I feel anxious.
I'm nervous.
Ok, vamos started. E aí, pessoal, bem-vindos ao canal Amigo Gringo. Hoje um vídeo um pouco diferente e muito especial. A minha namorada Dani está conhecendo a minha mãe, a Mãe Gringa, por primeira vez. E eu pedi para cada uma fazer 5 perguntas para a outra. O que você tem que falar? What do you have to say to everybody?
Well, hello, and I love talking to all the Amigo Gringo fans, but today I feel a little anxious.
And?
I never...
Pode falar português.
Ok, eu nunca participei falando de nenhum vídeo do canal Amigo Gringo. É a primeira vez que eu conheço a Judy e eu realmente estou ansiosa. Minhas mãos estão suando neste momento.
Vamos ver o que acontece.
Oh, honey.
That's not on camera. Please begin. Mother, would you like to ask the first question?
First of all, I want to welcome you to my home, and I'm so happy to meet you. And I guess my first question is, what did you think when you first learned about Seth?
We met at a dating app. This is very common in Brazil. I think here is also, but we chat a little on the cell phone, and then we set a date in a restaurant. And he was very kind on the cell phone and making jokes, so I was very relaxed when I met him. And I just adore him from the first time I met him.
Oh my goodness.
Puxa saco.
Your turn.
Oh my God, already. And my first question is, as a child, what did Seth dream of being? Did he always wanted to be a journalist or not?
Probably as a child, he wanted to play for the Boston Red Sox. No, I have no idea what he wanted to be as a child, but I sure like how he turned out. He's had a very interesting career, and it's a little bit unusual, and he's a little bit unusual of a child because he lives half the time in Brazil and half the time in New York, whereas my choice would have been to have him live next door to me all his life. I would like to know between 3 and 5 things that you like best about Seth.
He is very kind. He is a hard worker. This is a very important thing for me. He works a lot and he takes care of the family, the friends, me. He loves my dogs and he cares about his friends. I love his sense of humor. He's an amazing cook. And this, I think I already said 6 or 7 things.
Well, how about how handsome he is?
He is a handsome one. What is the biggest prank he ever pulled as a child?
If he did, I don't know about them. That's
so
probably true.
He was a good child.
No, I wouldn't say that. When you get to be older, you just remember the good things. So I don't really remember any bad things about him. The only thing that I can remember that it's not a prank, but it was something that was very irritating, was how careful he was when we traveled together about taking pictures, photos. I mean, we would all be standing there while he was writing down what he had the lens, set for, et cetera, et cetera. But by and large, I just feel like the luckiest mom in the world because I have 2 wonderful sons, but only one is in front of the camera.
He's really careful when we travel, when we are together, about taking really good photos. And he is an amazing photographer.
That is correct. What's your favorite thing to do that's not work?
I like to walk with my dogs. I like reading. I like writing poetry.
Ooh.
Yes.
Can you tell us a poem? That's not one of my 5 questions, but can you tell us something you've written?
I have a lot of poems, but I don't know.
Oh, they're in Portuguese?
From heart. Yes, they are in Portuguese. I like to travel. I like to sew, to do embroidery, to do this kind of works. That's basically that, to hang out with my friends. I like movies.
What do you not like?
Oh, little reptiles that crawl into the walls.
That's a good answer.
But what about you? I know you like to travel because you are always traveling.
I do like to travel. For much of my life, one of my favorite things to do was to be on a bicycle. And so many trips that I took were bike trips. And I love that because you could see much more of the world than you can in a car. I like to write. I write a blog that I've been writing for 16 years. I do like to cook. I used to entertain a lot more when Seth's father was alive.
As we are talking about writing articles and poetry, do you read everything he writes?
Of course. Of course. The question is, does he read everything I write?
Oh.
And the answer to that question is, I'm sure he intends to, but he's very busy sometimes. He always says to me, call me anytime. And I try to be respectful of how busy he is and that he has a life. But I'm so grateful to have him and his brother in my life.
This was so nice to hear because I could see I have the same thing with him. He always said to me, call me if you need anything, and I have the same feeling. Oh, he's so busy. He does so many things, but I know he's there when I need. This is really nice to hear.
That's so sweet.
Okay, I'm not supposed to say anything, but you never call me.
No, because I don't want to give you any.
But you would
trouble.
Call if you really.
Yes,
if it was really
yes,
like an emergency.
Yes, if it was an emergency or something really necessary, but one day it will happen. But
you know, you didn't ask me what my favorite things about Seth were, which are very many.
I was going to.
Oh, okay, yeah. Seth used to have a job as what was called the frugal traveler for the New York Times, and so he traveled many places and had many adventures. But one time a year, he took his parents with him. So that was the best travel ever in my life because it wasn't travel like where tourists go, and it wasn't, I don't think I would have ever gone to Nicaragua without him.
When I first met him, one of the first things he showed me was the trip he did with you to Pantanal in Brazil. And after some time, he was telling me that you are going to go to Minas Gerais, to Inhotim, to, I don't know the name of the other city. Ouro Preto. And he's always planning, and he's proud to show the time he spends with you.
As of now, it seems to me that you two are very compatible and have a lot of fun together. And that makes me happy. So if you want to say any more about what you think your future is, I'm all ears.
Oh, this is a hard question to answer, but I think we will have a brilliant future together. We respect a lot each other. We trust each other. This is the first time in my life I have a boyfriend that lives half of the year so far from me. But since the beginning, this was, I don't know why, but this was so easy for us. We don't have any trust issues. We can have a lot of fun even when we are not together in São Paulo, in Brazil. And I think we're going to, for me, I don't know about him, but I don't see my life without Seth anymore.
Oh, I love that. Oh my God, I think I'm going to cry. Can we stop now? Isn't that the perfect way to end?
No, come on, you have some more questions.
Oh my God.
All right, you can ask now again.
Oh, I think this is a good one because in Brazil, he already was introduced to some of my friends, my father, and many people ask for me, but I don't know how to spell his name correctly, how to say Seth. So I would like to ask, how did you choose his name?
This is so funny because at the time that I was pregnant, I was working in an office, and I shared the office with this woman I'm still in touch with. This woman said, here's a great name. It's kind of a New England name, and there's no real nicknames for it because it's only 4 letters. And immediately I said, that's it.
I never call him Seth. Now I just call him Amor, that is love in Portuguese. It is easier than Seth.
So what does he call you?
Danny.
Until a few days ago, you knew Seth only in Brazil. How do you see him differently in New York City or in the United States?
Oh, this is a good question. I've been here since Saturday, so it's been just a few days. He's always in a rush, but here's more. But I think that most of the way he does the thing, it is the same.
Were you surprised at what he lived in and where he lives in New York City?
I think his apartment, when I first entered the apartment, I think, oh, this is just like you. It reminds me a lot of the house in São Paulo. So it is just him. And I think the neighborhood also is really nice and shows a lot about him. He likes to be around different people in different areas, and he also even has a fair like in Brazil. So he goes to buy market. So he goes to buy the vegetables and the things he needs, and I think it is kind of similar. I think he prefers Brazil.
Oh, I know that.
I think he's happier when he's in Brazil, not because of me, but because...
Well, that helps.
I hope so.
Now I have been to Brazil 3 times, and the more times that I go, the more I understand why he likes it. I mean, it does make me a little nervous that it's less safe than it is here on the streets. You know, like I remember the first time when Peter, his dad, and I were there, and we were driving in a car, and you said to me, "Mother, put your purse on the floor of the car, because if we stop at a red light and someone sees it on your lap, they could break the window and grab it." And that, I never forgot that, and that was years and years and years ago. So, you know, and don't take your phone out when you're on the street.
It is a kind of fun that you're saying me that, because the first hours I was here and we were walking on his neighborhood, I say, can I walk with my cell phone in my hands? Is that okay? Should I just carry my bag this way? But we have these little safety measures that we adopt when we are in Brazil. But I don't think we live with fear that something bad would happen.
I just have a nice time when I go there, partly because I get to be with him, but also because I enjoy being in Brazil.
What is the biggest difference between Seth and Jeremy?
Well, part of the difference is because Jeremy has kids, but Jeremy himself is like a kid.
He's so proud about his nephews. He talks a lot about them.
Seth is a marvelous, marvelous uncle.
And tell me, this is I have interest in this question. Would he be a good father?
Oh, well, that's a very touchy question, because my answer to that question is, are you kidding? Of course. I watch him with like his godson. I mean, Bruno. And I would be very surprised if he was not a near perfect parent.
Oh, I made the questions, but I already know the answer.
Oh, that's so sweet. I feel so lucky to be here at my advanced age and to have the joy that I have from my children and my children's family. And right now you're close to being, you like family? I mean, I don't know you that well, but...
As a girlfriend, I say that the way a man treats his mother and his family is what I see, that to see, no, this man, it is a good man. And I think that the way he treats you, this little things I could see when I'm here.
Well, he takes care of me.
And when he's in Brazil or he's in New York, he's always talking about you and his brother and his nephews. And I think it shows that he's a good man, and you did an amazing job raising him.
No, I think it was easy. It was easy. What makes me sad right now is that you don't have a chance to meet his dad. Seth's dad and I had an amazing 56 years together. And I miss him every single day. I'm so honored that you came to New York and just came right to see me because I was going away. And I hope that this is the first of many times that we get to spend together.
So thank you for receiving me in your house. It is amazing to be here. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you.